The brutal truth about money, most people learn too late. Picture this. You just survived another brutal month at work. You open your banking app, and a huge chunk of your paycheck has already vanished. Taxes, fees, deductions, gone before you even touch it. Most people are never taught the rules of money. But the truth is simple. If you don't understand basic financial concepts, you will always struggle financially. Welcome to the real rules of money. In the next 15 minutes, we're breaking down everything they don't teach in school. Taxes, banks, interest, inflation, recessions, credit, and the ultimate cheat code most people ignore. Stick around till the end. Your future self will thank you. Taxes. Taxes are one of the most important and most misunderstood parts of personal finance. If you ignore them, they quietly destroy your wealth. If you understand them, they become a powerful tool to build and protect wealth. Let's break this down in a practical, real-world way. What taxes actually are. Taxes is a money you pay to the government from your income, spending, or assets. You don't just pay taxes once. You pay them in multiple layers throughout life. The four main types of taxes. 1. Income tax. Tax on money you earn. Examples. Salary from a job, freelance or side hustle income, business profits. This is usually your biggest tax. 2. Consumption tax. Tax when you spend money. Examples. VAT sales tax, buying goods and services. The more you spend, the more tax you pay. 3. Capital gains tax. Tax on profits from investments. Examples. Selling stocks at a profit. Crypto gains. Real estate appreciation. This is where investors pay tax, but often at lower rates than income. 4. Property or asset tax. Tax on what you own. Examples. Real estate tax. Vehicle tax in some countries. Now, how taxes reduce your wealth. Let's say you earn $1,000. Pay 20% tax left with $800. Spend it, pay tax again. You're taxed when you earn and when you spend. Simple tax strategy for beginners to stay safe. Spend smarter. Every unnecessary expense, taxed money wasted twice. Step 2. Start investing early. Stocks, ETFs, or digital assets. Let money grow before taxes hit depending on rules. Step 3. Track everything. Income. Expenses. Taxes paid. Paying taxes feels like the government already knows what you owe but makes you guess anyway. Get it wrong and you pay penalties. Taxes aren't fun, but they're the price of civilization. Roads, schools, safety, and yes, sometimes things you'll never use. Countries with smarter tax systems often deliver higher quality of life. Banks. Most people think banks are just safe places to store money. That's only half the story. When you deposit money into a bank, it doesn't just sit there. The bank uses a system called fractional reserve banking. They keep a small percentage of your deposit and lend out the rest. So your money is constantly moving, funding, home loans, car loans, business loans. How banks profit? They pay you low interest, maybe 1 to 2%. They charge borrowers higher interest, 5, 20% plus. The difference? That's their profit. Why this matters to you? Your money isn't idle. It's being used to generate profit, just not mostly for you. Savings alone won't build wealth. Bank interest is usually lower than inflation. Your money loses value over time. Debt is expensive by design. Banks make the most money when you stay in debt longer. The smart way to use banks. Use banks for security and convenience, not wealth building. Keep an emergency fund there, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Avoid high-interest debt, especially credit cards. Move extra money into investments, not just savings. All in all, it's convenient. Safer than hiding cash under your bed. Interest. Interest is money charging rent. When you borrow, it's the price of using someone else's cash. When you save or invest, it's your reward for being patient. Simple interest is flat. Compound interest is dangerous. It earns interest on interest. Miss credit card payments and a $12 burrito becomes a $50 nightmare. But invest at 7% compound and your money clones itself. $100 becomes $200, $400, then a small fortune over decades. Rule: kill the interest you pay, feed the interest you earn. The 50-30-20 rule is a budgeting method where you divide your monthly after-tax income into 3 categories: 50% needs, 30% wants, and 20% savings. Why it works? If you live in a high cost of living area and your needs are hitting 60-70%, You must aggressively cut your wants to protect that 20% savings rate. The 20% is the only part that buys you freedom. This rule is a better method because it helps you customize your budget to your specific expenses and money goals. Inflation. Inflation is when prices go up over time and your money buys less. Simple example. Today, $10 buys a full meal. In a few years, $10 buys a snack. Same money, less value. The brutal truth. Inflation is like a hidden tax on your life. You don't see it deducted, but it slowly drains your purchasing power. Every year you do nothing, you get poorer. Your cost of living increases. Rent goes up, food prices rise, transportation gets expensive. Let us look this simple breakdown. Let's say inflation is 5% per year. $1,000 today. Next year worth $950 in buying power. In 5 to 10 years, significantly weaker. Your money is shrinking even if the number stays the same. Why inflation happens? Too much money in the economy. Supply shortages, less goods available. Increased demand. People spending more. The biggest mistake people make. They save money, but don't grow it. They think, I'm being responsible by saving. But in reality, they're losing money slowly and silently. How to protect yourself. Don't rely only on saving. Savings is safety, not growth. Invest your money assets that typically beat inflation. Stocks, index funds, real estate. Increase your income. Your earning power must outpace inflation. Cash is not wealth. Cash is temporary storage. Wealth comes from assets that grow faster than inflation. Assets versus liabilities. This is where most people get confused. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Liabilities cost you money regularly. A house? Not always an asset. A car? Usually a liability. Investments? Assets. Simple real-life example. Let's say you buy a car. If you use it for Uber and earn money, asset. If it's just for personal use, fuel, maintenance, loan, liability, same item, different outcome depending on how it's used. Important concept, wealth formula. Your financial position is net worth is equal to assets minus liabilities. If assets is greater than liabilities, you're building wealth. If liabilities is greater than assets, you're losing wealth. Why this matters? Most people stay broke because they buy liabilities thinking they are assets. Example, buying expensive phones, cars. Wealthy people focus on buying assets. Poor people focus on buying liabilities. Recessions. A recession is when the economy shrinks for at least 6 months. Jobs disappear, stocks fall, everyone stops spending. They're part of the natural cycle. Boom, peak, bust, reset. Caused by high rates, crises, wars, or just the party getting too wild. Governments lower rates and send stimulus to restart the engine. Recessions hurt, but they eventually pass. Credit scores. Your credit score is a 3-digit number between 300 and 850 that decides if lenders trust you. It's not about wealth, it's about reliability. Payment history is 35% of your score. Pay on time. Keep utilization low. Build history. Treat it like a pet, ignore it, and it ruins your life. Take care of it, and it helps you buy homes and cars at better rates. What is money? Money is a shared belief. A dollar bill has no real value. It works because we all agree it does. Same with Bitcoin or gold. Governments print it. Central banks control supply. Too much, some inflation. Too little, stagnation. Everything runs on trust, investing in value. To beat inflation, your money must work. Stocks, bonds, index funds, real estate, these are the main vehicles. Investing is being early, diversified, and patient. The real risk is never starting. Value is the secret. People pay for perceived value. Create massive value and money follows. That's how ordinary products become luxury brands and how regular people build wealth. Time. Time is the ultimate cheat code, the only asset you can't buy more of. But it's the only thing that turns a modest paycheck into a 7-figure retirement. Here comes the magic of compounding. Compound interest is the process where your investment earnings are reinvested to generate their own earnings. Over short periods, the growth looks linear and boring. Over long periods, it becomes exponential. The cost of waiting. If you invest $500 a month starting at age 25, you could have over $1 million by age 65, assuming a 7% return. If you wait until age 35 to start, you'd have to invest nearly 100 month, more than double to reach that same goal. Most people trade time for money. The wealthy make time and money work for them through investing. Wealth isn't built in days. It's built in decades. Use the system, or the system will use you. Understand these rules, play the game intentionally, and your money will start working harder than you do. If you found this valuable, drop a like, subscribe, and comment what topic you want next. See you in the next one.